Hello. Can you hear me? Are you awake? Yes? Bene. Fantastic. So I am Alessandro Inversini. I am professor of marketing at EHL, Hospitality Business School. And I'm very grateful to be here with you today to share some of my research, some of my last research. But before doing so, I was asked to, it's a bit high, isn't it, to introduce you EHL. And I have a couple of slides to tell you what is the place I'm working in. So I'll start with, yes, I start with a timeline. So EHL was founded in 1893 as the first world hospitality school. And we are evolving over these years. Fair enough, fun fact, this year is the 100th anniversary of our alumni association. I know that the Athens chapter is here. Ciao. And we have 35,000 active alumni around the world that are contributing actively to our school. We have bachelors, we have masters, we have DBAs. In 2022, we opened our new fantastic campus, and we rebranded ourselves from École Hôtelière de Lausanne to EHL Hospitality Business School, emphasizing as much as possible the business side of hospitality. Some numbers: we are for the sixth year in a row #1 hospitality school in the world. We have around 4,000 students in campus. We have 3 campuses, and so on and so forth. But the most astonishing thing for me when I joined EHL was the fact that in campus we have a Michelin star restaurant run by students, which is, I promise you, incredible. So EHL pioneers human centricity in hospitality. All our courses are built around the concept of human centricity and how can human-to-human interaction can enhance the hospitality field. And actually, we train the hospitality leader of the future, or we try to. Because not all our students actually go to hospitality. If you look at this chart, only 40% of our students go to work in hotels. That's very strange, isn't it? We are an hospitality school. Actually, the 60% of our students go to sectors where hospitality and the human encounter is central for the success of the business. Hospitality is translating from being an hotel kind of thing to be also the stepping stone of experience design, transformation, and human-to-human encounter. I'm here to tell you that, sorry for Jenny that was on the podium before, but we also have an outlook and trend reports that I'd like to promote here with you today. You can scan the QR code. It's launching November 27, and it's going to be, you can enroll for having it. We have 5 main trends on this report that were created by 13 people, 13 of my colleagues and myself. We start from technology. We talk about AI in the report. So what we are seeing today in terms of AI, generative AI, is just the surface. We are scratching the surface. What's happening in the near future is the rise of AI agents that will be able to actually drive innovation, well-being, and personalization of the guest experience. We're talking about the future of food. How do you source food? How do you cook food? How do you actually make sure that there is a great circularity around food? We're talking about HR. This came up already in several talks. How to deal with the new generation coming through our hotels, our companies. It's about hierarchy. It's about empathy. It's about human-centric leadership at the end. And then we talk about experience economy, as in the talk we had before, but we talk more about how hospitality is really the stepping stone for creating immersive experiences, immersive, meaningful, eventually transformational experiences. Think about it. Think about how much of the hospitality ethos is in each and every experience you lived in the past weeks, months, year. And we are there to build these things. Now, the fifth trend is about regenerative hospitality, and it's going to be about the thing I'm going to deep dive a little bit with you, because it's going to be, for me, it's going to be one of the main things that is going to shape the future of leadership in our field. Now, what does it mean? I'm not going to talk to you about sustainability. Done, that's tick. Yeah? I'm not going to talk to you about leadership models. I'm sharing with you my story and the research I've been doing in the last 4 to 5 years. And for me, I'll promise, was a transformational journey that actually changed my worldview and the way in which I'm seeing hospitality and also my job nowadays. So stay with me, try to see if this speaks to you as well, and then we'll take it further. Everything started in 2022. I was in Lebanon, Shuv Biosphere Reserve. And I was there, as some of you know, for my real job. So I do technology. I'm a technologist. I used to do websites. And I was there because I was working with the American University of Beirut to do an experience-based web app, bottom-up innovation. And I stumped into a guy called Chibli. Chibli is an agricultural engineer that used to work in Beirut, but at a certain point he had enough and decided to go back to the farm of his family in Shuv Biosphere Reserve. Now, he went there and he saw a degradation of the natural environment. He saw that animals that used to be there were not there anymore. The community was a little bit detached from the mountains. So what Chibli did was very simple. He started to put back the original plants in the mountain. He started to breed donkeys that were indigenous of the place. And in order to get some money out of it, guess what he did? He built some rooms, right? He built some rooms where he's welcoming people. And the magic that happened was that the community started to engage with Chibli. Schools are going there. And the business exploded. And the guy takes you to see the house he was building on the tree with his father 35 years ago. And as an hospitality expert, I just came home and I was like, what's happening? What's that? And I couldn't answer. I couldn't really find a reason why Chibli was doing that. Start to look into sustainability. And I saw that even if we're talking about sustainability since 25, 30 years, nothing major is changing. So there is the global health heating is a tipping point, escalating climate disasters. We are having socioeconomic inequalities. There is this fantastic study from the Stockholm Resilience Center about planet boundaries that really connects with the donuts economic. Guess what? We are crossing more and more boundaries over the years. And by crossing the boundaries, we are leaving away the safe and just space of the donuts economy where humans can thrive together with nature. And this is the report for the Travel Foundation in the UK. The green light are the tourism emission towards 2000. Guess what is the red line? Is what we promised. Net zero by 2050. Interesting, isn't it? Do you remember the time in which emissions decreases instead of increasing? There was a specific time in which in every city emissions decreases and the quality of air was way better. Was during COVID. And how were we during COVID as an industry? Struggling, just for lack of better words. So is there a better way to treat our planet and to treat our community? How can we move further with this? I stumbled in the work of Paul Polman. Paul Polman is the former CEO of Unilever, and is now making a second career, I would say, talking about net positive companies. So those companies propose solutions rather than waiting for regulation to tell them what to do. They make a net positive contribution instead of net zero contribution. Everything they do is for the common positive good. And we start looking into regeneration, the concept of regeneration. Regeneration moves from our business to be from extractive, and the net positive is stepping stone to actually go towards preservation and restoration, enhancement, and eventually regeneration. The understanding that interconnected systems can actually co-evolve. We build a model in which we say, okay, regeneration for us is net positive contribution to the natural and social ecosystem, but also in hospitality, we are very lucky, guys, because we also have this thing here. It's net positive contribution, eventually transformative contribution in the relationship within us and our guests. We can make a difference to our guests. An example of place intelligence is Fogo Island in Canada. They actually built this hotel based on the feedback they received from the community. So it's built in a way that resembled the old fishermen houses. People intelligence, retreat economy. We just heard about that in the previous talk. This place is Bliss and Star in South Africa, and also there they make you, they take you through these transformational journeys. I didn't do the mushrooms. I did stargazing, which was enough, I promise. And I'm not, yeah, whatever. But then, the most important thing in regeneration, which is the relationship with community and the nature, is regenerating our capability as humans, me, you, everyone, to assume our proper role in the planet. And this is how we can become transformative leaders. This is how, by recognizing that we are, all the systems around, all the ecosystems around us are interconnected. This is how we can become, or we can become again, one with the planet. I've been working with several properties all over the world, and also in Switzerland. I'll show you something in a second. And there is a common path. Something is happening. There is a wake-up call. For me, it was the little donkey that I showed you at the very beginning. And then you try to make sense of what the nature is telling you. You start caring for others, but also for the nature. And you develop a regenerative mindset to drive change in interconnected living system. This is the example of the rock house in Jamaica. Paul Salomon, when he bought this place, he wanted to diversify his investments. But actually, he ended up in understanding that the community was one within his hotel. He ended up in helping up nature and helping up businesses that were actually working with nature, and staff. Staff is hired at the bar and is made progressing up until the director levels, if you want. That's beautiful. Now you're telling me, I'm sure, the hoteliers in the room will tell me, yes, fantastic, Alessandro, nice work, chit-chatting, blah, blah, blah. 40 rooms hotel in beautiful places. Can we do it? We are in Greece. We have 100 rooms hotels in Yes. The answer is yes. Because what we developed, and I need a couple of more minutes, is a tool that is actually helping each and every hotelier to develop this mindset shift and to develop this place and people intelligence. The tool is available in Creative Commons, so it's free for everyone to use. We've been testing that with private properties, let's say boutique hotels, such as Hotel des Horloges and Tarish, but we also tested with Hilton, with Marriott, with Six Senses that we were mentioning before. And the tool is about a collaborative approach to understand what the interconnected ecosystem can give us back, and to give back to the reality we are in. There are tools that you can download, you can practice. There are examples that are actually telling you how to do it. And fun enough, and this is the most interesting finding of my research, each and every single property will understand this in a completely different way, from big properties to camping sites. We've been working with 2 properties, 2 American brands, 6 meters apart, same clientele, same price range, more or less same size. They understood their ecosystem in a completely different, and they were interacting with their ecosystem in a completely different way. Why? Because you, as an hotelier, you are the protagonist, the main character of this transformation. And at the end, the way in which you will see the world, your worldview, we say, is going to be completely different. And regeneration and this interconnected living system approach is easier for this. So this is me. Please do feel free to get in touch. This is my book that is going to be published in March. Thank you very much.